guys, welcome back to the IEEE Podcast. I'm Salena.
I am Yobser.
And I'm Charles.
Charles is an associate electrical engineer at Nidec, and we brought him on here because he used to be on the IEEE board with us.
And I heard that he's the best engineer at Nidec.
False. Very, very false.
Really?
He's definitely in the top 4 electrical engineers.
Right after Selena and Scott and Elijah.
Rate them. Let's rank
I'm
them.
not going to rate them.
Selena's at the top.
Okay.
You know.
No.
And then Scott. Then Elijah.
That's a hot take.
Then me.
Were you in the office when Scott almost body slammed me today?
What?
No, I don't think I was.
I was
What kind of work culture is that? Body slam?
I was walking in the door, and it's like a blind corner, you know, and he was walking by like Witness West, full speed, and then I like look really quick, and I see like this huge mass coming at me, and so I went like this. He goes, "Whoa!" Like, "Whoa, that was you! Like, you're the one not looking where you're going." He goes, "That was really close. Like, that would have been a bad one." I go, "Yeah, like I would have been on my ass."
He's a big guy.
Yes.
He's a scary guy.
Not
too.
like, but like.
Yeah, he's a very big guy. Yeah, a very scary guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she was vouching for you. She was saying, "I don't know, I asked her who's the best engineer. She was like, "I don't know, maybe Charles," but you know he doesn't want to admit it.
I think Charles is a great engineer.
What makes a great engineer, do you think?
Dedication to actually trying to figure something out. So, okay, I just have to pause. Stop moving that because I can hear that. I'll hear it like when I'm like talking. Like,
You told me to like keep it close to my heart.
yeah, to your mouth. But yeah, okay.
Okay.
Anyways, dedication, actually trying to figure out the right answer. So if Charles doesn't know something, he will look at research papers and like figure out the answer and keep at it until he actually figures it out. He won't just go, "Ugh, I don't know, shucks," and then stops. You know, like you actually have to find the answers to your problems and like the solution to stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, none of that really happens. I just look at a problem and I'm like, I don't really know. And then I go around asking people.
That's finding a solution.
And I'm like,
you're
hey.
using the resources around you.
I'm like, have you seen my dog? Have you seen my dog?
Well, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. If someone has already made it, you don't need to be like, "Oh, I'll make my own wheel."
Yeah.
True. So Charles, tell us about your background, where you grew up, and everything, all the goodies.
Wisconsin.
Well, you know, I grew up on a farm, way down in the deep south. No, I'm just kidding.
That's the southern accent you asked earlier.
No, I grew up in Wisconsin, in the Milwaukee metro area, but not in Milwaukee specifically. But I grew up in a small town called Racine. It's not a small and it's not a town. It's actually a city of 80,000 people, so it's about on par with Rochester, give or take. Lived there for the first 18 years of my life and went to college at MNSU. My cousin used to play football here in the 20-teens, so...
Oh, the good times.
Yeah.
The good times.
Yeah. That was back before they had Julius Sears. I think they had the Gauge Towers. Yeah.
What is that? Gauge Towers?
They used to be dorms, and then they demolished them in 2009. And if you were in the Mankato area, they like put out a post like, "We're demolishing the Gauge Towers. Come watch."
Oh, wow.
And so I remember like a lot of kids in my class like went with their families to go watch them like demo it.
No.
My
Yeah,
mom did not bring me because she did not want me to see it.
Yeah, there were where lots 1 and 2 are today.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 and 2 are. I heard some pretty interesting stories about the elevators in those towers.
Well,
Really?
They literally look like, you know, the like shipping containers that are like the corrugated metal, like rectangles. They look like that, but stacked like this on top of each other.
Interesting.
And like they would like sway in the wind. And I don't know how they lasted.
When you say towers, like how big were they?
What, like 5-6 stories?
Oh, okay.
Not skyscraper or anything.
Yeah. I would say that campus has grown wider and not really taller last couple of years. So, but yeah, when I first started here, the Gauge Towers were gone, but they still had the old cafeteria I forget the name of it though. It was the one that's currently in Karkovsky,
Yeah.
the Karkovsky Hall.
Karkovsky Commons.
And so my first semester here was with the old dining hall, and then after that semester, then they opened the new one. But I did get to see that, so that was a very interesting change, I suppose.
Did you like the old dining hall?
I think it was a little bit too small for how many students they had on campus, and that's the reason why they made the new one. But it was better in the sense that you could get there by not going outside.
Yeah.
So you could travel through the buildings and still get there. So gave that up. But a lot of the new buildings they're building here don't have that like underground like feature to them. I think the last one to have it was the clinical sciences building, but I'm not sure they're going to keep it around.
But every building has one. It's like people just don't access it. People don't have access to it.
What building have they built since the clinical science?
Well, they're supposed to be building a new
The future state.
the new Armstrong Hall. Well, they're
that's still up for debate.
Yeah, I thought that budget hasn't been approved yet.
They haven't even gotten approval to tear it down yet, but they
I
do.
know, right?
They do need to tear it down. I heard it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Pretty bad. I heard that there was a rainstorm this year that like flooded the entire first floor. Or something
Yeah.
like that.
First floor, I don't know.
Yeah, it was. There's some pictures on Facebook. It was pretty bad.
Did you ever live in the dorms?
All my life. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so I spent the first, I want to say 6 years in the dorms.
6 years.
I actually stayed in all the dorms, actually. So I started out in McElroy, or as the kids call it, Mick Elroy.
I say Mac.
It's McElroy.
Even though there's no A in the first part of that. But I stayed there my first year, and then I moved to, I think, Presca.
Did you have a suite? Where you had like the bathroom in between?
I think I did, but I don't think I had it there. I think I had it at Julius Caesars. At least I think so.
Mm-hmm.
And then I stayed at Crawford, but I don't think I stayed at Crawford for like an actual semester. I think I just stayed there over the summer because they're redoing some stuff in McElroy, and I couldn't stay there. So I stayed in all of them, actually. If you're asking which one's my favorite, Prescott.
Yeah, gotta be.
Because it's connected to everything?
Because it's connected to everything, and the dorms are still, well, they were still kind of nice when I was there. I don't know what they are like now, but.
I heard they're pretty good.
I feel like they're pretty akin to Julius Caesars, the suites at least. I have been in a couple Prescott rooms, but only because one time I go, I've never been in a Prescott room. She goes, do you want to come see mine? I go, yes. And then so she brought me into it, and her roommate was still sleeping. I go, this looks like Julius Caesars. Cool. And then I left.
Yeah, they're sort of similar. But yeah, to your point, I think Prescott's the best.
So when you got here, you were electrical engineering major, or did you have another major?
Yeah, so I started as an electrical engineer. I wouldn't say I was a very good one, but that was the starting point.
Aren't we all?
I think back then we didn't have a seminar class, so it was just 106, dumping in 106.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was due to alumni students coming back and being like, hey, you should probably fit 106 and 107, or if the administration here just thought it was a good idea. I don't know. But 106, I think, is actually harder than 107. So I struggled my first semester, but my second semester was actually really easy.
That's good.
So that was interesting. So I kind of got dumped into the fire a little bit. Yeah, after that, it was just circuits 1 and 2 and electronics 1 and 2. And 10 years later, I graduated.
10 years later?
10 years later.
What happened?
I blacked out. I don't know. Well, anyway, so I guess kind of going into it, I think I told Salena about this a little bit earlier at work, but I wasn't the best of student. I had a strict no homework policy and still do to this day.
No homework?
Yeah, where I live and die by my test grades. So I will not do homework.
How do you learn things though?
Like you just learned it in class.
I feel like I learned
So this is
80%.
why it took him 10 years.
People do your homework. I feel like we gotta.
Okay, we'll say who has a job.
Oh,
Who is an actual electrical engineer and made it?
Selena also has a job, and she did her homework. So
I don't want to sway it, but
do as I say and not as I do.
you don't got
he's
the
just
answers.
built like that.
Yeah.
You should have said you don't got the answers.
But yeah, wouldn't advise not doing homework, but I definitely didn't do a whole lot of that. To the exasperation of some of my professors, but I ended up making it in the end, so something must have worked out for me. But
I thought you like took some time off during school.
yeah, I was a year in 2019, so it was like right before COVID.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah. Took some time off, went back home, worked as an electrician for like that year cycle, that gap, and then just stayed up on my studies in the library at home. There wasn't like a whole lot to do, but I did like some Arduino stuff.
Oh, nice.
And some like C programming that I thought would be useful, but actually we didn't have any C courses at the time aside from Windows 7. So
Yeah.
that really wasn't all that helpful.
That's still the case. We don't have any other.
You have a
C.
robotics course.
That's C++, and that's for computer engineering.
Isn't C++ and C
You
the
can
same
take
thing?
robotics as an elective.
Oh,
Actually,
really?
We were just looking at the catalog this morning.
Did you take it?
No.
Oh yeah, that was a hard class. That was the hardest class for me.
Whatever happened to EE 213?
I don't know. They don't have that
What is
class.
EE 213?
It was like a programming course with
Python.
Winstead.
Yeah, I mean he's doing the robotics.
So they probably replaced it then.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but what got you into engineering?
Oh, this story's interesting. So, I grew up working with my dad. He has his own electrical company, and I don't know who out there has worked with their parents, but it is not a very fun experience. So I used to end up getting yelled at a lot to do stuff that my parents thought I should know, but in all actuality, I don't think I was supposed to know these things. And I did not know any of these things. And so I ended up getting fed up one day. And I was like, I told my dad, I looked him in the eye, I was like, one day I'm going to be your boss, right?
When he's in the nursing home and you get to choose which one.
Yeah.
Where's the cheapest option?
But yeah, he encouraged me to go to school for engineering. So that's what I went for. So it's kind of a petty story, but I think it's funny,
It was MSU or bust, right?
I got accepted in some other places too, but prices being what they are, you really only have one choice. But when I got
Stop
With the-
moving
with the-
that.
You gotta stop this.
Hold it close to your mouth. You keep pointing it down like this.
well, I think the mic picks up everything anyway, right? Yeah.
No, I mean
No.
it's gonna be hard when I edit it. It's
No,
gonna-
because I can hear it through my headphones, not from my headphones.
What do you want me to do? I don't.
just don't.
Talking to the mic.
Hello.
So it was MSU or bust. You got accepted into a couple other places. Where did you apply?
So I applied to
MIT?
The University of Minnesota. I applied to. I don't think I applied to Wisconsin.
Really? Wisconsin hater?
Not in that way. There are some really interesting rumors that were going around at the time about their demographic. Put it that way.
That they're drunk.
No.
Oh.
One of the interesting things is that they got called out for all of their like university photos on their website being like just like completely white.
Oh.
No minorities at all. And they got called out about it. And so somebody in the like whoever is in charge of this website decided it'd be a good idea just to Photoshop
Oh,
a
What?
black person there and then re-release the picture.
That's
like,
crazy.
They were like instantly called out. But yeah, the stuff that goes on there, it's a really good school. I would really recommend it if you, just want to go to the University of Wisconsin, go to a fun school that has a really good program. But yeah, those rumors, man.
Well,
But I applied to the University of Minnesota, applied to MNSU. I think I applied to Nebraska Lincoln maybe, and then I applied to there's one other one. Iowa State. And then I got accepted here, Iowa State, and then Nebraska Lincoln, I think is what I got accepted to. And then I didn't get accepted into the program at the University of Minnesota, but I did get accepted into the school.
what does that mean? How does that work?
So, you can choose to go to, a school where you don't declare your major. Like, you go there and you didn't declare one. And the admissions requirements are different. But in order to apply for, the school that you want to go to, so say, for instance, you want to go here, and you want to apply for the School of Business. And for whatever reason, maybe they're just full that year, you don't get selected to,
Okay.
get into the College of Business. You can still come to the school.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't have that specific major declared.
Yeah.
But then you can reapply the next semester. And the interesting thing is that they use your college grades instead of your high school grades. So if you only take 4 classes and you get straight A's,
Oh, okay.
4.0, and not only do you get put up to the top of the list because you're already at the school, you get put up to the top of the list because your grades are probably better than your high school grades. So,
but that's after you get in. And
that's after you get in, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So during college, what was your favorite class?
Gym. I'm just kidding. I wish, right?
Yeah.
I think my favorite class would have to be, I think VSLI was a really fun class. I don't know about favorite class, but it was really fun. It's basically a class where you do your own PLC design, but you do it at the I don't even know what it's called, at the MOS level.
Oh,
So
okay.
you start literally all the way down.
the solid state level.
Yeah, so you design your N region and your P region, and then you design your gate and all of your little connecting channels and stuff. And then you build all those up, and those become you can make MOSFETs and stuff and transistors. And then you put those transistors and stuff together, and then you make stuff like JK flip-flops.
Okay.
And D flip-flops, and then you can make stuff like RAM.
Yeah.
Was that with Hamari?
Mm-hmm.
So you do that on a software, right? Like TCAD.
Yeah, I forget the name of it.
Synopsys?
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh yeah. That's what it was.
That's what we use for solid state, at least.
Yeah,
but
I
we
think we use a different one for VSLI, but I think it's owned by Synopsys, I think is what.
Yeah, we only
Okay.
made MOSFETs. That's the last thing that we did.
Mm-hmm.
But how big were those MOSFETs? The rating, the width and length. How were you guys able to design these things in class and it was printed and everything? Or?
Well, it's not really a class in the same sense. You're not at a desk. It's so you do it in the lab.
Mm-hmm.
And she basically gives you the whole semester to do a single project. And you choose that project in the first week of your class. So say for instance you want to design a vending machine.
Okay.
And you would say, hey Hamari, I'm going to design a vending machine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to start actually making the components that you're going to use to actually make this vending machine. But because you're going to have so many components, you'll need RAM because you have to have something to store it in. You have to have like multiplexers or adders. You got to build those from scratch. And then you basically put all of those together, and then you can make like.
So everything is just from scratch.
Everything is from scratch, and that's the reason why the whole class. It's very like, I don't think she like teaches it in the same sense that you might think of a professor teaching. She basically hands you like a booklet, and she's like, "Here are the rules."
Like figure it out.
Yeah, basically. So like the first like month of the class, you're basically just trying to figure out how to use the software, and then after that, then you actually start building what you're going to build. And so it's very like self-study, and it's you do have a few homework assignments here and there, but it's not like super.
It's like a junior design or senior design class.
Yeah, like where the final design is worth like 90% of your grade.
Oh, so what did you make?
I think I made a BCD to gray code converter, I think is what I made.
What is that?
So basically it takes binary code, so like ones and zeros, and it transfers it into gray code that's used on like different applications, I think. But yeah, so it's just basically something that goes back and forth between the two.
So what's that? A gray code? I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of it either. And apparently they use it for some stuff. They don't use it as much anymore as when they used to. But I think part of the benefit of gray code is that you don't have negative numbers. So you don't need 2's complement to do anything.
Okay.
But I don't think it's really widely used anymore. It's like really niche applications for it. But it's still interesting to do as like just a project.
So then what was your least favorite class then?
Electronics too.
What?
It's got to be.
Who taught that?
I'm taking it right now.
Well,
I took it with Hamari. She was really good.
I took it with Khalik.
Okay, that's why.
Yeah. So first time I took it was with Khalik. I will say, great notes, great PowerPoints, great example questions.
Do the homework?
No. But I did take like literally all of his PowerPoints, and so I still have them to this day. So if anybody needs them.
I do need them actually.
Did you take it twice?
Yeah, so the first time I took it was with Khalik, and then the second time I took it was with Hamari, and I passed Hamari's, but did not pass Khalik's.
That's okay. Was that during the semester, like right before Khalik retired, and so he was failing everyone?
Yeah, I heard he passed a lot of people though too.
Really?
Yeah, I heard he just like, I don't really care anymore.
I heard everyone got messed over with Circuits 1, that because he was retiring, he just failed like a crap ton of people.
Circuits 1? That's like a major.
Like Kyle, Arnold, etc. Do you even know those people?
I don't know them. I'm like, okay.
They're smart. I am fully confident that they would have been able to pass. But
how could you like fail Circuits 1? Like as in like if you're like smart, like how can a professor just mess it up like that?
I don't know. I'm not them.
No, I'm not.
Okay, so then when were you first on the IEEE board?
Oh yeah, tell us about that.
I don't even remember. I think it was my last year here, I think. So that would have been in...
When we were in class together?
23, 24, I think so, yeah.
So you were only on the board for 1 year?
Only on the board for 1 year.
Student outreach, right?
Student outreach. And I think at the time it was Webmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's us, by the way.
Yeah.
Student outreach, webmaster.
Yeah. So at the time
this
that
is
I
two
was
generations.
It was they were one position because at the time there wasn't like really a whole lot to do. Because nobody had really been managing the social accounts. No one really had been doing anything involving the web. So
I've noticed.
It was very, very stale.
The same posters, like at least 4 semesters
she
in a
was
row.
complaining about we got in and she was like, we gotta change these posters, they look disgusting. We used them for 4 years, now we gotta do a new one. She just made a new one.
Okay, but don't the posters look great now?
Yeah, I'm not complaining about your posters, it's like they're good.
Well, what kills me is that you were not just webmaster and student outreach. You had like a bunch of different hats, because I heard that some people were slack-a-lacking.
True. Not saying any names.
Okay. What do you think was your favorite position?
That's actually gonna come out. I think I'm messing with it. Favorite position.
VP.
I think if you're VP, you don't really have a whole lot to do because the president does pretty much everything.
Interesting.
Maybe on some boards. I think that we have a good, like, VP does a lot of work and Pres does a lot of work.
Yeah. I think VP is one of those positions where you can kind of hide if you really want to, though.
But you can
Aquam's
step
not
up.
Gonna like to
You
hear
can step up though. Aquam really steps up all the time.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted to pick a position on the board, it'd probably be treasurer or vice president, because those two positions you can choose to do a lot, or you can like just fall back and like hide behind other people. I would say my favorite position, if I could do it all over and pick one, would probably be just webmaster and not the student outreach. I'm not a very people person. But like I said at the time, they were a package deal.
What part of it is like, what kind of things did you do as a student outreach person?
So basically everything. You go out to like the tabling events. You scream from the rooftops about the greatness of IEEE.
Any board member should do that.
Its benefits and how much we contribute to society. And meanwhile, you're just repeating all the things that we have on the poster behind us, and you don't really know anything about it. You make all the posters for events. It's kind of like a tweener job, though, between like the event coordinator and you. But you make all the posters about that. You do a lot of like managing like all of the accounts for IEEE. So you do like, say for instance, the Steam account. No one really knows that we have a Steam account.
Yeah, we have a Steam account. I don't do anything with it.
Steam, like the gaming?
There's no interaction there.
Do you guys have games?
I think there are some Jackbox games on there. So you can play Quiplash if you really wanted to.
But not like expensive games?
Not expensive games. No.
I
Elden Ring is not on there.
I got excited for a second.
No.
That'd be a hard sell to Hamari. You'd have to go to her and be like, Elden Ring? I'm like, what the heck is that?
No, Hamari definitely knows what Elden Ring is.
She does?
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of
two kids.
But I feel like Elden Ring don't play video games, though.
Probably not.
We can ask her.
Like, when I was growing up, my parents didn't know what GTA was. That's why they bought it for me.
I just saw Hamari yesterday. I was at the Order of the Engineer. She came up to me. She gave me a hug.
Oh, yeah. How was that, by the way?
It was good. Scott thought that it was a cult. It was kind of.
He doesn't have one?
It is very culty.
No. Because Scott is not an engineering diploma.
What?
He is
engineering technology.
Technician.
Okay.
Is it technician? I thought it was automotive engineering technology. Because it's non-calc based. But
That's why I thought it was a technician.
Oh, no. It's technology. He has a technology degree, but it's functionally the same as the equivalent engineering degree. You just don't have the calculus. It's basically all it is.
Because he also has a manufacturing minor, too. Did you know that?
I didn't know that, no.
And he started as mechanical and then flopped. And so then he pivoted.
I'm gonna send this clip to him. No. And you're gonna get in trouble.
No, he told me this morning. That's common. That's like free knowledge.
Oh, okay. So he said it was a cult. Like, why did you think that?
It's very culty because you're not really like supposed to tell people about it.
Oh,
you, like come in.
Yeah,
and the
they
lights
don't like
are really
talking
dim.
about the blood oath or like the goat sacrifice. No, it was.
They
just
give
like
you like a little card to tell you keep it in your pocket always.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's just like an oath to say like I'm gonna use my engineering for good.
Oh.
Like
are you gonna
like
do that?
in Spider-Man when like Uncle Ben dies, he goes, "With great power comes great responsibility." That's basically what we did, but in the ballroom, and we got a steel ring that's supposed to go on your pinky of your working hand. And so I have it in my truck. I opened it, I put it on, and go, "Oh, cool!" And then I took it off.
I'm gonna be wearing that all the time.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna be part of the cult.
That's just too like in your well, I also don't like rings though either, because I've like tried to get into them and be like, oh, like I'll be so cute and I'll wear a bunch of rings. No, I hate them. It's too much like a sensory thing for me.
Yeah, but let's shift from academia. And Charles, what do you like to do in your spare time for fun? You know.
Can I answer this?
Yeah, you do it. I mean, do you allow her to answer?
Do I allow her to answer?
Yeah, I mean it's your question. It's your question. I asked you.
Oh my god.
Working out.
Okay.
Working out. And working out.
Do you agree?
And then working at Little Caesars.
Do you agree?
If you throw like clocking back into work after each working out, I think would be good. So like working.
He said other than academia.
Working out, working out.
Ask him how many gym memberships he has.
How many gym memberships do you have?
One.
Not
What?
It can't be. No.
One
I'm
question.
expecting
You
something
lied
big.
to me.
No, I have two. Well, I don't have two because I don't consider the Y a gym.
YMCA.
The YMCA is a way of life.
Oh.
Did you cancel one of yours?
No, I think I canceled.
You told me that you have 3.
I had which one did I? I had Anytime Fitness too. And
Anytime.
I
That's
canceled-
expensive.
I canceled that one a while ago though.
So you have the Y and what, Cato?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where's that? Cato and Cato.
Cato Athletic.
It's in not North Cato, but it's on North Riverfront.
It's kind of down by Turtle Lot, by Cato Ballroom, by
It's by that new State Farm.
by
that they just
Napa,
Oh.
by
Gray Bar.
There's something else down there that I'm not gonna say. CNS Supply.
Okay. Okay.
Xavier goes there.
A lot.
Yeah.
Is that your coworker?
He's a new intern.
Oh,
He's not
okay.
that new.
Okay.
What? 3 months?
How do you guys treat interns, by the way?
Horribly.
Like the gum on the bottom
Like,
of the shoe.
Yeah.
do they bring you like coffee and everything, or
No.
monsters?
No, I treat them very nice because I used to be them, and I don't think
Well,
that like that's like a horror. I don't think you.
How
should
would you
treat
treat
a
them? Do you think in like 5 years? I can
civil
see you
and
just like
human?
asking them, just making fun of them, bullying them.
Well,
I can see
okay,
Salena
I guess
bullying
Salena
interns.
likes to pull rank sometimes, and she's like, "I used to be an intern, so you shouldn't complain about what I'm asking you to do."
What? I literally.
Yeah, she's gonna pull that.
I've only treated them nicely. Are you kidding? I even tried to help Stewie today with AutoCAD because his AutoCAD wasn't working. I go, oh, like, see if you can remote into my computer to use my AutoCAD after I leave. Interns don't have access to remoting. And then I go, okay, like, what if I just sign into my licensing on your computer?
Is
No,
that
it
allowed?
messed everything up. And it was like a huge ordeal, and like he was getting my emails, and then he could
Oh,
email people from
no.
my email, and that was like such a mess. And I was in his queue for like at least 2 hours trying to log out of it, and then every time I would log out, it would like automatically like keep going, and so then I ended up just having to change my password.
Oh, okay.
And so yeah,
Interesting.
that's nice. I'm nice to the interns.
We'll see. We'll see that in
Well-
5 years. I'll ask interns. I'll come back, ask some interns in
Well-
Nidec. How's Salena treating you?
Okay, ask anyone other than Ahmed.
So that's the start.
No,
Start with
like,
him.
I will start with him.
I like push Muhammad and Xavier
Keyword there is push.
and Stuart to be their
push.
best. I'm pushing them to try to be on the IEEE board. I nominated Muhammad.
Muhammad, yeah.
Yeah, I like him.
He's
I just never
pretty
see
excited
him.
about
He's
it.
just never at work when I'm at work.
Yeah.
We have
Slackers.
opposites. No, he comes in at 1 and I leave at 1.
Oh.
So I only see him if I like stay extra.
I'm there from like 8:30 to 8:30, and I never see him.
8:30 is a little
Interesting.
generous.
From 8:30 to 8:30.
I've been
9.
there 8:30 this week and last week. I was there at 6 this weekend.
Wait, Charles.
I got there at 6 today.
What's your work-life balance? I feel like you should have some kind of balance. Do
I
you think?
think that if you are going to school for engineering and you are going to have a work-life balance, you have to choose a different major. You
What?
don't have one.
No.
It's work, and then when you go home,
Clock out. That's it. You
you
watch.
got the engineering phone in your hand, and somebody will call you.
Do you ever
What do
get the
you mean?
engineering phone?
Me?
Yeah.
I haven't gotten it yet.
What do you mean? Someone will call you.
So we have an engineering like phone that is passed around. It's like a little cell phone, and it cycles through engineers, and so that on the weekends, fourth shift can call an engineer if they have a problem or a question or something. And so it gets passed to like different engineers. And so I always see it on like Scott's calendar when I'm trying to like book a meeting, because it'll be like at the top, engineering phone.
So like being on call for
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's basically like that.
But it's not all positions.
It circles through engineering. So sometimes it'll be with an electrical engineer. Sometimes it'll be with the mechanical engineer. We have a lot of those. I don't think it really swings over to the controls group that often.
I don't know why it would, though, because like if they get a question about final assembly or test, would they be able to answer that?
Their engineers are supposed to be able to answer that. But I don't think it swings over to that.
There's a controls engineer. It's not electrical engineer?
So you can explain it.
Oh, yeah. So the electrical engineering term mostly refers to what we would call the rotating group at work. So basically, you can think of it as design engineering, essentially.
Okay.
Like how big the generator is going to be, how much power is it going to produce, what type of pitch does it have, that sort of thing. Controls is kind of a subset of electrical engineering, and they have a more specific focus where they deal mostly with the controls that pair with the generator.
Okay.
So they deal with like the voltage regulators or MCMs. Is that right? Not MCMs. MCMs, I think.
Okay.
Right? Yes.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
They deal with like the electronic components that like go into, because we build our own regulators too. So we also design that. And then they might delve a little bit into paralleling here or there. They design control panels.
Okay.
For both the generator, and I think we've done a couple switch gears. We haven't done any recently. But stuff like that. They have a very specific focus, very specific way of doing things. They also manage a lot of the controls out in the shop. So the controls for tests, they make like the hookups for like the DAC system, the acquisition. So when we test generators, we get like all the data back from the generator when we test it. But they do a lot, but they have, like I said, a very specific focus.
But people graduate like as control engineers.
Usually it's like an electrical engineering degree.
Yeah, that was my question.
Or a computer engineering
At
degree.
a bigger school, they do have controls engineering degrees, just not at MSU.
Okay, got it.
It's kind of like how you could be at a robotics engineer with an electrical engineering degree.
I get what you mean.
But now we offer a robotics, so you could be a robotics for a robotics engineer.
Yeah, that's interesting, actually, that we have robotics. And did you hear about that?
I did. I was there for it. It's like the Narnia meme.
What?
You don't know?
Please elaborate.
You've never seen it?
I've seen Narnia.
I've seen it.
So it's in that scene where like the witch comes in and he's trying to talk to the lion, and he's like, "Don't quote the black magic to me, witch. I was there when it was written."
Witch? Oh, okay.
You guys got to see the meme. The viewers will know. You'll know.
Well, I'll just put it up here. Just put some editing skills and put that meme right there.
Okay, ready? Now laugh at it. 3, 2, 1. Oh!
Wow,
No.
that was fun.
That was funny. But anyway, since you guys don't know the Narnia meme, I'm on the industry advisory board.
Oh, wow.
So they go over a lot of the changes that they made with the curriculum.
So what does it take to have a major, like for a department to offer a major? What do they have to prove, or classes?
So for a school like MNSU, they have to kind of either say that there is a industry need for this particular major, or they have to say that there is a, I guess, not need is the right word, but there is a demand from high schoolers, I guess you can call it.
So like a student want?
So it's, like student need, I guess you could say student need, I guess, for that, or industry need.
Student interest?
Yeah, student interest. So a good example of that would be the robotics, which is what we just got done talking about, where there's not really a whole lot of industry need for robotics in this specific area outside of the cities, but there is a lot of student interest in the robotics degree. So the school then will say, hey, we have X amount of students who would like to have a robotics degree. We could offer a robotics degree for those students. The tricky part is trying to balance that with the need for industry in the region, because if you give a whole bunch of people a robotics degree and they can't find a job because no one requires anybody that knows how to do robotics in this area, then what do you do, you know?
Yeah.
So there is a balance to be struck there, and you don't want to solely cater to the industry, because if you just say, hey, we're just going to offer controls, electrical, and mechanical, because that's all we need here, then you probably won't have a whole lot of people going to school here. And so then, you know,
But
the department then suffers too.
okay, so do they only think about this area, like Minnesota State, Mankato only thinks about this area? Because you can work in different places in different, you know, in America.
Yeah,
You can go to
so
Silicon Valley.
it's like a priority thing, right? So like the interest for MNSU is this immediate area first, and then like the general state second, and then the country would probably be last.
Okay.
So say for instance, like the CHIP Act, right? So if there is a federal level need for this specific skill set, and they're given grant money and research money toward this area, then the school can go like, hey, we have a need for this. Does it align with our local and state needs? If it does, then they could just say, yeah, we'll offer whatever. If it doesn't, then they have to take a closer look at it and be like, okay, well, do we even have students who are willing to go for this? Because we have the money for it. We can offer it if we want, but like if no students are going to join, then it doesn't really make a difference.
Yeah. So there's a process, right? Later, there's like, it's not just 1 year. They just think about having robotics.
Yeah, so typically it takes about, I would say, like 2 to 3 years to kind of go from just like having an idea of, hey, we should offer this, to actually like putting it into the curriculum. And there are a lot of like levels of approval that you need to get. Like you have to get state level approval. You need to get the funding. You need to talk to the like school president and the chair.
Like Inch?
Yeah, you need to talk to
Okay.
him. And then our department chair, I think he's like the short guy. I forget his name.
The
Department
short
chair,
guy.
Mr.
I thought
Professor
it was.
Wu?
No, he's like an older guy. He's in the CSET.
Oh, CSAT. Okay, you're talking about CSAT.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just saw him yesterday too.
I forgot his name.
I forgot his name too.
Yeah.
Muhammad.
Something
I
like
think,
that.
Yeah.
But you got to talk to him. And then, like, obviously you want to talk to, like, the industry around you. And then usually what ends up happening is the current electrical and computer department chair, he likes to go around and talk to students and be like, hey, what if we offered, you know, whatever.
Would you switch?
Yeah, would you switch to this major? You know, same thing with the master's program. Hey, if we offered a combined program, would you like to take a combined program?
Because you know who's doing the robotics degree?
Who?
Jacob Gobler, who is Andy's son.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's that? Who's Andy?
He's an engineer at work.
Oh, okay.
But
He's the engineer.
no,
So
for real, he's like
he's
the
number
shit.
one?
Yeah.
He's
Why don't you put him on the list?
No.
He's what you would call
He scares
what do they call him? What's the name for it, Selena? You know the name for it.
A little bit more context. Just
The engineer he is. So above a senior engineer, he is
Principal.
a principal engineer.
Oh, okay. So he's taking that exam and everything.
Well, principal
no,
engineers.
that's professional.
Okay.
So principal engineers, they have basically what you need to do to become a principal engineer, right? Is you need to show that you are an expert in whatever specific area,
Okay.
right?
He's controls.
Okay.
So he has like exhibited like the highest level of expertise in controls.
Okay.
So any controls question, you can basically go to ask him, and he would probably know.
You could even go to him for non-controls questions.
Like
and he would
wisdom?
Yeah. I've never asked him something for wisdom.
I'm picturing
but
him like a old guy, mid-50s, white hair, and he's just the person to go
I
to.
don't think he's that old. I think
I'm just
he's
picturing
a dad.
yeah, he's like 50s, upper 50s.
I think mid 40s.
You think mid 40s?
Okay,
His kids are in college almost, right?
His oldest son is a freshman.
I'd say like 50 something. My dad is 60, so I was in college. He was in his 50s.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
Low 50s.
That makes fair. Yeah,
But
that makes sense.
interesting. But what were you talking about earlier?
So
we went so
Yeah,
off topic.
we were kind of going through the levels of engineering, right? So you start off as an associate level engineer.
Okay.
Right. It's basically your engineering one position if you were to
Analyze
extrapolate that and apply it a little bit more broadly.
Okay.
Right. So basically what that skill set is, hey, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Okay.
I am learning. That's basically all that job title is, right? Then you move from that and you move to an engineer. As an engineer, you are expected to know the majority of the stuff that comes up and be able to handle like the day-to-day by yourself, right? So if somebody comes to you with a question, be like, hey, if I throw this generator in the Atlantic Ocean and try to spin it underwater, will I get electrocuted, right? That's a question that you should be expected to know. The answer to that question is you probably shouldn't do that.
Okay.
So after that, the path kind of diverges. So you can go into management,
Okay.
which then you become an engineering manager, which then you're required to know a little bit more on the managerial side of things. So
You skipped one.
Handle meetings.
Supervisor.
Supervisor really isn't a thing. But supervisor is basically like a subset of manager. Right?
Okay.
You basically watch a
That's what
small
Scott
group.
is.
Okay.
But you do that. You look a lot at like workflow stuff. So stuff that the sales team and the purchasing team both quote and buy for, I guess in our case would be generators. You're also in charge of looking at that to make sure, hey, that's the right part number, or hey, that's not the right part number.
Okay.
On the other half of that, if you take the other path, you go into more of an R&D role. So then that's your senior engineer.
Okay.
And basically what that is it's just a person that has been there a really long time. And not only can they handle the majority of things that come up, but they also have some level of like historical knowledge in the field, right? So in our case, our senior engineer, he's been there for I think 10 years. So he's basically seen like a whole bunch of projects. And so basically anything that comes up as far as like, hey, have we done this before? Can we do this again? He'd be a good reference for you to go look at. Then the step beyond that is where we get to principal engineer.
Oh, wow.
And that's where you start getting into people who have like research papers.
Oh, okay.
And like they have like exhibited expertise in an area, right? So at Cato, we have a coil guy, is what we like to call them guys, right? So
Coil guy?
a coil guy, he's basically the electrical engineering principal engineer, as you could think of him like that.
Okay.
So anything having to do with coils, how they're taped, how they're dipped,
The insulation.
the insulation system, just general electromagnetic theory, he's the guy for you, right? We have the turbine guy, who is a principal engineer.
Okay.
And anything having to do with any type of turbine generator, he is your guy.
Okay.
Or just anything.
Yeah, if you want a fun fact for the day, he's the guy.
So you guys interact with them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot, yeah. They're
Yeah,
at the point.
sometimes more than others. Sometimes I don't want to interact with
Yeah.
one
wow.
of them.
Then we have the rotor guy.
Okay.
So he's actually remote. He doesn't actually work like at the facility. So we see him every now and again. And usually when you see him, if something hasn't gone right
Or there's witnessing.
or there's witnessing.
What is that? Witnessing?
So witnessing is basically when the customer or somebody on the customer's behalf wants to come in and watch some like process or test at the facility. Since we are a government contractor, there is a lot of hoops that they have to jump through to come in and witness certain things. And so typically with that, It's kind of a big deal, and so they usually get like a sales guy, the applicable sales guy. Maybe they get the project engineer on that, and then they'll have somebody from the engineering team as well.
So usually Scott does our witness testing because he can answer like any question that gets thrown at him.
Yeah. So Scott does most of it for like MGs and stuff like that, and then our senior engineer Ben, he does a lot of the turbine stuff. And then they sprinkle me and Elijah in whenever, however. So
I don't do it.
Yeah.
I only do it when someone needs to go to the bathroom and someone needs to sit with the witnesses so that they don't like wander off. So then I go and be like, "Oh, hey guys, how's it going?"
yeah,
Or, like,
again, that's
Like a
good, but-
babysitter.
Yeah, one time I walked a dude to the bathroom.
Wow.
That was
Yes.
he was from New York.
That's interesting. You know, it's so funny talking to you guys. You guys are both in the industry working together. And I have a question for you guys. When was it, or when do you think you guys shifted from like being like a student to being like an engineer, like a student engineer? Like, I know this is like you're about to graduate, but I mean you have experience, you're working and everything, but when do you think, if it happened, that day was like, I'm an engineer now? Not the cult thing, like the ring thing, but
For me, it's more not really a change in I'm a student or I'm a professional. It's more of a change in like what you're learning, right? So like when you're in school, you have to cross like basically all the disciplines, right? So you know a little bit of electronics, learn a little bit about like being a materials engineer, which you know is cool, but not everybody's going to go to material science, and so you don't really need to know about materials. You cross the electromagnetics, which is what we went into.
okay.
And then you do like small signal analysis and stuff like that. So it's basically learning a little bit about everything, and you have to learn it really quickly because they only give you a semester to learn it.
Yeah.
But once you make it to the industry, it's not so much that you stop becoming a student. It's just now you have a lot more focus in what you need to know, right? So I don't need to know anything about material science, right? Because I'm not a material scientist.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not doing anything with any NMOSs, right? I'm not designing a carbon transistor, right?
Yeah.
I don't need to know the conductivity properties of nickel, right? So I can get really, really deep into the electromagnetic theory, really deep into Maxwell, really deep into circuit theory, and just focus strictly on that, right? And a lot of it too is like common sense. So like in school, common sense is not really all that important, right? But like when you get out there and, you know, people in the shop have a question, they're like, "Oh, I broke the wire," you know, and school does not prepare you for questions like that,
Okay.
right? Or they'll come in and be like, "Oh, I started the generator and test, and everything's 0," and you'll have to go out there and be like,
Is it connected correctly?
Is it connected?
Is that alligator clip that's on the floor, is that supposed to be connected to something?
Yeah. So it's stuff like that you basically kind of get more exposure to.
So like maybe 80% of our classes right now, we're just not. You guys aren't dealing with that.
Yeah,
anymore.
and that's true across like every job you'll get. So like regardless of what job you actually go into, you won't use like 90% of the stuff that you.
Yeah, but the thing about engineering is it's hard. You know, you're gonna have to.
The hardest thing about engineering is school.
Okay.
Like, full stop. Like, and any engineer that you will talk to will tell you the exact same thing. The hardest thing about the degree is getting the degree. And then after you have it, it's like, yeah, you know, this is great. I don't know why it was so hard to get here, but I like the view.
So for a person that's struggling in class, let's say they joined electrical engineering for maybe they wanted to get into like electromagnetics and they're struggling in solid states. What's your advice to them to like, you know, something you can say to them that's like, you know, this is how you should go through it. This is what your mindset should be.
I'm going to say something really inspirational,
Okay.
but probably a lie. And then I'm going to say something that's really funny, but probably the most truth that you'll get out of me today.
Okay.
So just stick with it. There is light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay.
Like I said, the hardest thing about hardest thing about being an engineer is getting the degree.
Okay.
On the flip side to that, the most true thing I could probably tell a student who's struggling in school is that if you're struggling, everybody else is struggling, and if everybody fails, everybody passes. So just stick with it, man. Like, so everybody else is suffering, you're suffering. The teacher can't fail everybody.
Yeah.
So just make sure you're not the last person, and you're somewhere in the middle. You're good.
Interesting.
It'll curve out.
Yeah.
It always curves. Yeah. What about you, Salena, for the question earlier?
I was kind of thinking about it. I don't really think of myself as an engineer.
Okay.
I think like some good, like, oh, we believe in you was when I was chilling in the mega cube. I was doing my work, and then Scott rushes in. He like runs into my cube. Okay. And he sits down and he goes, "You graduate." This was in like October-ish.
Okay.
He goes, "You graduate this semester, right?" I go, "No, I graduate in the spring." He goes, "I thought you graduate in winter." I go, "No, like E is graduating in winter, like right now." He goes, "Oh, fuck." I go, "What?
Oh, no.
What?" And he goes, "Well, like I think you're doing good here. I think you're doing well." I go, "Yeah, like I love working here." He goes, "Well, Justin moved over to controls, and so we have an electrical spot open." I go, "Oh, like are you like wanting to hire for that?" He goes, "Well, I can't wait until the spring to hire an electrical engineer." I go, "Oh my gosh, like if you hire me through the semester, like I'll get to work at 6 a.m. and I'll stay until 6 p.m. Like I will put in the hours that you need me to be here." He goes, "Well, like I don't want to force you to do that. Like, and we don't do part-time engineers." I go, "Okay, well, okay. Like that sucks. Like maybe we could do a part-time engineer." And he was like, we ended that conversation of he wants to offer me the job, but he's not sure if he can. And so then he is like, "Okay, like I'll talk to Dave." I go, "Okay, cool." So then a week later, he comes back to me. He goes, "Okay, here's the plan. We're going to make you an electrical engineering technician." And I point blank, I told him I don't want to be a technician because there was a technician, but then she moved over to manufacturing and her entire job was test reports. And she did not get to do any engineering projects. I did more engineering things than she did, and I was an intern.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I told him I don't want to be a technician if it's all reports. He goes, "Okay, well, we would have you on like a pre-engineering track, so your technician would just be like the first multiple months of being an engineer it's just a bunch of training." I go, "Okay, but like only if you can promise me that it's not a bunch of reports." He goes, "Yes." I go, "Okay." So then he like went talked to HR for like multiple weeks, and then he came back. He goes, "Okay, we're not making you a technician. We're just gonna make you a part-time engineer." I go, "Well, I said that at the beginning." He goes, "Well, that's what we're gonna do." I go, "Okay." He goes, "Okay, I need to talk to HR to get like the clause and the paper." I go, "Okay, the contract." Then he came back to me like another like 2 weeks later. He goes, "Okay, like this is your paper. You're gonna sign it, and like automatically it's in the clause like when I graduate, I will automatically be bumped to full time and salaried."
Oh, wow.
So that Scott went out of his way to hound HR to make a position for me to like actually go out on a limb and like want to hire me. That was like, oh, you actually believed in me?
You must be a good
You
engineer.
actually see something here?
And now when she graduates, she's going to take her talents down to South Beach.
No.
So how did you get into like Nidec?
I think it was the job fair, actually.
Oh, really?
I went and talked to, I think it was Jill and
Was it
Jordan. Yeah. And they were the one. I don't think Scott said he was there, but I don't remember him being there. I think I remember seeing Dave there though. But yeah, it was a job fair basically, and then I applied there. I think I applied to one other place, but they were the first people to interview me. And yeah, a story similar to her story.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, Dave was like, "Yeah, man. Regardless of what HR thinks, I'm gonna hire you." And
oh, wow.
so that's
Dave told me that.
Who's Dave?
Dave is
The
Scott's boss.
Okay.
So Dave was really talking you up to me one time in my cube. He was like, yeah, like telling me about your interview. He was like, yeah, like just how he asks questions, how like inquisitive he is. Like Charles walked out of the room and like I was like, yeah, like no matter what HR says, we're gonna hire him. Even if he's like, he said you could have been like a criminal and they still would have hired you.
Oh,
wow.
man.
So what are the tips then to impress your bosses? Like, I feel like you two, like your bosses are going out of their way to hire you. What's the tip?
I would say have a personality. Scott has told this to my face that the reason why he hired me is because I'm an actual person and not just school. You know, like he can actually hold a conversation with me in the morning about how his day was, how his day ended yesterday, and like stuff that he has on the weekends. Like he wants a team that's not just all work. Like he's there for over 40 hours a week. You need to like the people that you're working with.
Okay. What about you, Charles? Same answer.
Yeah. Well, this is more broad,
Okay.
I guess, than anything. But like, generally, when you're an engineer, you should have two things. I think one of those things should be common sense, right? It's one thing, and I think, and you laugh, but it's one thing to be like book smart, you know. And a lot of engineers are very book smart. A lot of them, if you ask them to do some type of weird graphic analysis, they can just like paint it on the board like a brush. But like, if you ask them like, hey, I have a nail, how do I get it in this piece of wood? And they come back and they're like, well, I don't know.
Oh.
You know, then it's not really all that helpful, right? So having some level of like just like common sense would probably be a big one, especially for engineers, because that gets left by the wayside a lot. And then just like if you don't know something, just ask, right? A lot of times, and this is very true in engineering, like where you are responsible for, at some level, like your product, right? You don't want a product to go to a customer and then for it to literally explode in their face, right? And that's true with anything, but it's especially true with generators because they can be so dangerous. Like, don't just like full send it. And I think that part of it, and you know, Dave's like ask questions if you don't know something, right? I think that part of it is really important as well. And I think generally there's a lot of pressure on engineers for them to just know stuff, but that's not how that works, you know?
Yeah. But it's kind of a little, I mean, I don't want to be a complainer, but it's a little hard to show that in your like maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes interview, you know?
I think it's doable, right? So like, say for instance, you get a question on, I got a question in my interview, or one of my interviews, on what the difference is between combinational logic and sequential logic.
Okay.
Right?
I got to ask
So
that
you
too.
can you can be like, hey, you know, I don't really know the answer to that. Do you think you could show me, you know, what the difference is, or tell me what the difference is so that I know, you know, for next time, be able to explain it to whoever I'm interviewing with. And that actually just being able to just admit that you don't know, I think is really, really huge, because that shows them that, hey, you know, as an engineer, not only are you, you know, pretty good with pressure, right? Because interviews are, you know, you can feel pretty stressful, pressured in those situations. And you're still going to be like, hey, I don't know this. I don't feel comfortable answering this question because I have no knowledge in this area, right? And being able to do that, I think, is huge.
Everyone else's interview always baffles me because I was not asked a single technical question at my interview.
What were you at?
My interview, so we like go into there. I see Charles. I'm like, whoa, okay. Everyone had a copy of my resume, and they just went through my skills one by one. Oh, you took AutoCAD? AutoCAD isn't offered at MSU. Where did you take this? I go, oh, I took that at South Central my senior year, and we made like models. Oh, okay. Oh, you took C? Like, did you take that at MSU? Yeah, I took that at MSU. Okay. What is Synopsys? Oh, that's a multi-physics, like, simulation software. Like, oh, okay. Oh, like, you have this listed. What is this? And it was just like a bunch of that. And then they asked like one question about like, okay, like, tell me, you're a manager at Culver's. Tell me an experience about teamwork and
I think that has
like
more
management.
to do so what you were hired on as. Though.
Yeah.
So like you were hired on as an intern.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're not expecting you to know anything, really.
So you got hired like you weren't an intern before?
No. So like this wasn't at the Nidec interview, but one of the interviews that I had, they asked me difference between sequential and combination logic, right? They asked me how to draw like a op amp, a non-inverting op amp. You know, so you got to draw that and know how to draw it. And I drew it correctly. I just forgot a resistor.
Oh.
So I didn't have. I had R2, but I didn't have R1. So you gotta do that. And then he asked me, do I know how to affect the gain of the amplifier, which that's just your ratio between R2 and R1. But I didn't know that at the time, so I asked him, like, no, I don't know the difference between that. I think you could explain it to me. So you do get asked a couple technical questions. I know that Dave has a habit of asking people, like, how do you measure outlet or like voltage on a wall? So basically, he gives you a multimeter and says, "Hey, go measure the voltage in that outlet." And obviously, he's not gonna like make sure that you die, or he's not gonna like let you like set yourself up for failure and blow a fuse on the multimeter. But he's like, "Oh well, go measure it, and then measure from here to here, here to here, and then here to here, and then put your results on the board, right?" So then you do that, put results on the board, and then he's like, "So why do you think you got the results you did?" Right? And they have to basically go in and explain it like, this is why I got 115 here. This is why I got 0.02 here. And this is why I got 0 here. Right? So it's not really a technical question. I feel like that's more of a, like something that maybe somebody who in the shop would probably know.
Because I feel like you could get that blatantly wrong too. And if you get it wrong and then you can measure it and then take that back to what you said, be like, oh, okay, like, and then looking back on it and like reflecting and then correcting your mistakes, I feel like he also takes that.
Yeah. So it's not really about like your answer. It's about like
your thought process.
Interesting.
I thought that my interview was like donezo because when I sat down, when we were doing interviews around like, oh, like, my name's Ty, my name's Jake. And then Charles goes, yeah, and like, you know me. And then Dave goes, you know each other?
Oh, really?
And I thought,
knew each other?
Yeah,
because he was in one of my classes.
Okay.
I was in our Circuits 1 class. No,
Circuits 2 with Shirk.
Yeah.
And so I thought, I've never been in a corporate interview before. And I go, oh my gosh, like now my interview is null because there's like
I'm cooked.
because there's like, it's going to be biased. Like, there's like outside information now, and like Dave didn't know that I already knew Charles, so like it's like I'm just not gonna get hired. There is a funny
story with that. So like Dave will like bring everybody who he interviews to my cube to see if they know me.
Really?
He's like really surprised to see how many people that he brings in are like, hey, that's Charles. I know Charles.
Is that why he hired Xavier?
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why. Yeah.
So if they know you, is that a green flag or a red flag?
Maybe.
Depends on how.
I don't know. I think it's more so like the interaction. I think more than anything. So like if you come in and he's like, oh, and there's Charles. He's our electrical engineer. And say for instance you do know me and you're like, hey Charles, what's up? And then you like walk away. He's gonna be like, oh, well, that's interesting. I'm gonna write it down on a little notepad. But if it's something that like, you come in, you're like, hey Charles, what's up, man? And I'm like, oh, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in a while. I think it's not so much that you know me, but it's like you know how to interact with people and you have like a social life. It's not like just work or school all the time.
Yeah. You guys are really emphasizing on that, having a character.
Yeah.
Dude, have a personality, right?
Well,
grow one.
I think it's because a lot of engineers are full school, full engineer, full math. Like, they did not develop a personality that just having a personality already sets you apart.
Yeah.
And a lot of them don't have, like, people skills either.
Oh, yeah. Big.
So, like, they don't know how to communicate something, and so, like, they'll end up, like, pretty much getting fired not because they were wrong, but just because, like, they said something that they probably shouldn't have said, or they said that they knew something that they really didn't know.
I get what you mean.
Right? So being able to interact with people is, I think, probably even more important than knowing your stuff.
I get what you mean.
Here.
Yeah. That's interesting. Well, as we're coming to the end of our podcast, are there any things you'd like to say to like the younger generation of engineers? I know you've talked a lot about like tips and what to do, but I feel like you've said enough. Because when I look back now,
At the time, like,
no.
He already gave advice. He already
Literally,
said what he did. He already like gave like interview tips.
because people usually don't do that. Usually, people they just like talk.
Oh,
yeah, they just
And-
ramble.
Yeah, and then they're not targeted. I mean, no, I don't want to throw shade on our guests.
I'll throw shade.
No.
Yeah, there was another electrical engineer on here.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'll put subtitles. Just
Bleep that out. Bleep that out.
yeah, but yeah, Salena, do you have any questions or things you want to talk about?
No. We have talked about everything. I think this was a very cohesive
It was, yeah.
and like very like straightforward episode. Like I don't think like there was any time when we were like, okay, like now what? You know?
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Charles.
Thank you very
for
much,
coming out
Charles.
on
No
our
problem.
podcast.
Long time in the making.
Yes.
The
Oh yeah,
idea
we were
to,
talking
like,
about
quite a while ago.
second
Yeah.
episode. I think we talked about it.
Yeah. Oh, we gotta get Charles here. Where's Charles?
Yeah. Now I'm here and everybody's gonna be disappointed.
Oh
no.
no, this is gonna be our highest watched
Yeah.
episode for sure.
100%. But yeah, thank you for giving time from your busy day, from being an engineer and being a gym rat. So we'd like to appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you guys.
All right, that's a wrap.